Hi, everybody. Welcome. And we have our co-host here. We weren't sure if we were going to have him because on Wednesday he had eye surgery. He was just telling about it to us on backstage. He might still share with us more during the live stream too. And that's Paul with Paul's Blind Suit for the Soul, and his link is down below the description box. And our special guest today is FroggyWentAKnitting Channel, Jennifer at FroggyWentAKnitting Channel. Her link is down below in the description box too. So, welcome, Jennifer.
Hi.
So nice you could join us today. I'm really happy you could join us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Good.
Well, I'm glad that you made it. It's truly an honor. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
And let's see, we have, and thank you, Lisa, for moderating. Welcome, Lisa. Hello, Limon Crochet and the Pawply guys and Jordan Mahoney. Welcome, you guys.
Hi, guys.
Although they sounds new, Pop Flop guys.
Yeah, new to my live stream. Pawply guys.
Yes, that Pawply guys. He is my co-host on my channel. He reads my chat for me.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, and you hear it in your ear?
He comes up on my panel and reads it to me.
Oh, I see. Because you always seem like you follow chat so well, and it didn't seem. And then I haven't watched a live stream of yours recently, but you what kind of things to help you for helping to read the chat during your live streams?
Well, because I have a co-host, my co-host actually reads the chat.
Oh, and so a lot of times your co-host has been what's her name?
It was Shell. And Shell actually can't do it for right now. And now I have the Pawply guys. His name is Daniel. And he's been reading my chat for me.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And Limon Crochets also comes up on panel. And when Daniel has to step away, the Pawply guys, Limon steps in and reads it too.
Oh, nice.
Which is amazing. I have wonderful, wonderful readers to read my chat. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to go live.
Oh, okay. So, I've had people read chat to me. Well, a lot of times I just read my own chat, but about a year ago when I did live stream channel reviews, I had people read the chat to me in my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would do it through like Messenger. Sometimes that helped.
Yeah, through Messenger phone.
I have Messenger on my iPad where I can make it really big and I can actually see it on my iPad.
That's how I do. I follow the stream on my iPad. I do everything on my iPad. I live on it. So
yes. Well, I also have a big screen TV and that's how I'm seeing you. And if it wasn't for the big screen TV, I wouldn't be able to do this. I guess I should tell you about my vision.
Yes, I was going to start with a question about, so can you share with us how and when your sight loss began? Was it because of accident or injury or disease?
No, I have macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy. It probably started around 2015. And then progressively got worse. In 2017, they said I was legally blind. I have no central vision. My right eye is 20/400, so my right eye is pretty worthless. I don't use my right eye really at all except to see colors. My left eye is 20/200. This is with glasses, mind you. And I only use my peripheral vision. I have no central vision in either eye.
Okay.
So, that's similar to me from a hereditary retinal disease, very rare retinal disease. So that cone dystrophy impacts your central vision.
So a lot of times when you see me on a stream, you'll see me where I look like I'm looking off to the side, and that's because I'm trying to look at you with
Yeah.
my peripheral vision. And I think it throws people off
Yeah.
with the way I'm looking at stuff. I am prone to like bright colors because it's easier for me to see. I have difficulty differentiating between black, dark brown, dark blue, and a dark green. I have to have really bright light to differentiate those colors.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and when I do my crafts, I do it all by feel. I don't use my vision. Now, with my glasses, I do have an astigmatism, and that's to correct. But at the bottom, I have extreme magnifiers. They are like a bifocal, but that's extreme magnifiers at the bottom. And that does help when I bring my hands up close. So that does help. But yeah, my vision's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So you did have normal vision most of your life, is that right?
I've worn glasses since I was 3
Oh.
for an astigmatism.
But
Yeah.
your glasses made you have normal vision, right?
But they gave me normal vision. But now it's not
2015, you said this happened.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they discovered. Well, they found
Yeah.
out I had macular degeneration when I was in about 1997.
Okay.
They found the macular degeneration, but it was slow progressing, very slow progressing.
Yeah.
And it just, as I've gotten older, it's gotten much worse. I now have to have injections in my eye for the macular degeneration.
Oh, wow. They do injections. Okay.
Yeah, they go it directly into the eyeball.
And it's like something like trying to slow it down, the progression?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because what's happening is the blood vessels are leaking in the eye.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The more they leak, the more blackness you have
Right.
in the eye.
Yep.
And so they have to do that to help slow the leaky vessels to stop them. So I get those monthly.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad they numb the eye, so the injections don't hurt per se.
Yeah.
The pain comes from where they wash the eye with the betadine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's no fun.
Yeah,
That's how they numb the eye, isn't that right?
They numb the eye. They numb the eye with some eye drops.
Oh, okay, right. But the betadine solution, that's not numbing the eye. That's antiseptic or something?
That's washing the eye, and that's painful. But
you would think they would numb the eye first and then
do
the cleaning, right? I mean,
they do numb the eye and then they do the cleaning, but the betadine actually causes pain for the next day.
Oh, for the next day, you're kind of sore when it wears off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes me about 4 days to recuperate from the eye injection.
So every month you spend 4 days recovering every 30 days.
Yes.
Wow. That's a routine, boy.
It is a real routine.
Makes you stronger, though.
Can you share? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, but I don't mind it because the way I think about it with my vision is better me than someone else. I'm a strong person.
Yeah.
But I am a strong person and I can handle this. Wow. And I'm okay. I am okay. I can do this. And I would rather it happen to me than somebody else that couldn't handle it, because there's a lot of people that can't handle that.
No.
And then the acronym for your name relates to that. Forever relying on God, right?
Yes, that's what FROG stands for. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yes. Fully rely on God. It is. But I collect frogs too. But that's what the whole frog stands for FroggyWentAKnitting.
And can you share with us how it when you became legally blind at that point, how it impacted your life? Like, job wise, if that impacted that way or other.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, Froggy, to add to that question that Diana did, maybe you can tell us about what you were doing before this all happened, and then the transition to where you are now.
Well, when it happened, I was knitting and crocheting and selling my items.
Okay.
And obviously caring for my children.
Right. Okay.
When it happened, when I realized I was driving, and I finally, I myself had stopped driving some. And when I got my actual diagnosis and they told me I couldn't have my driver's license anymore, I was devastated.
Yeah,
I said, can I keep my driver's license? Well, I was like, can I keep my driver's license? I promise not to drive. And they said, no, you can't. You have to turn it in or we will turn you in.
That is so weird. In the state, let me just interject that in I'll just be real quick. In the state that I live in, they did not take my license. In fact, in a roundabout way, I found out I'm supposed to stop driving. And in a roundabout way, I found out I'm legally blind. My doctors didn't directly tell me. It was crazy. And I still have my license. And it's now 18 years later, I'm saying, okay, I'm just going to get a state ID. I'm giving up my license. I've had my license the whole time and they never took it from me. And I didn't drive. I have not been driving, but okay, go ahead.
My doctor gave me 30 days to turn my license in or he would turn me in.
Yeah.
So I went in and willingly.
Nice doctor.
Oh no, because my vision was so bad.
No, I know that. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No, but I understand that. When I went in and surrendered my license, they hole punched void in it and let me keep it. So I actually have it, but it is voided. And I got a free state ID out of it, which is good for a number of years as long as my license was valid. That's how long they extended my ID.
Okay.
Which was cool. But then it was like, because I had stopped knitting and crocheting for like a year. And it was like, what am I going to do? Sit around? And I love to read. And it's like, am I going to sit here and mope and not doing anything? Because I was devastated.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
I said, and my dad, who is like a fabulous person, my dad said, Jenny, you need to pick yourself up and do it. I know you can do it. You're a strong woman. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Dad, I can't knit and crochet anymore because I can't see it. Yeah. He said, you don't look half the time anyway. I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
I
had a very smart individual tell me once, somebody that came across, and we don't even really keep in contact anymore. It was almost as if it was an angel placed in my life and then dissipates. I had one individual tell me that you will see again. This was many years ago when I had a cornea transplant, and he said, you will see again. In the meantime, during your recovery, you need to give back to God and the community.
Oh, can we just take time out? I'm sorry, just for a minute. Time for a happy dance because I just got a super chat. Thank you, Jilly M. Thank you, Jilly M, for supporting this live stream. And for that, we're taking a minute out for the happy dance, my crazy happy dance. Just a moment.
All right, boy.
Thank you again, Jillian.
Julie, you're so sweet. So I sat down. My doctor told me to contact the Department of the Blind in my state. I took my dad's advice and contacted the Department of the Blind, and they came out and they worked with me. They helped me because I kept falling. They taught me how to walk with a cane. They gave me my first cane, which was amazing, and taught me to walk with the cane, which was awesome. They helped me go through my house and put bump dots on stuff. And it was so cool. I had the best woman to help me. She was so cool. She didn't take no for an answer. And she got me to knit and crochet again. And got me to be active again, which was just unheard of. And introduced me to Bard, which is the books for the blind. So I could read again, although I read differently than other people. And got me to be on the computer again because there's software called JAWS.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. So for people that don't know what JAWS is computer software where it reads everything on the screen for you. And it opened a whole new world for me. It really did. And I was like, wow, I can't believe it. It was just an amazing thing to have a whole new world open up. I got tired of sitting in depression, wallowing in my own depression, thinking I'll never see again. And there's nothing I can do but sitting in a chair by myself because I can't watch TV, so I don't watch TV at all, and my youngest son was all about YouTube. And it was like, well, why not do YouTube? Because I can get close up to, I'm literally less than 2 feet from a big screen TV. Well, I can do YouTube. Why not? And now I'm on YouTube and I love it. I have friends on YouTube. I can communicate with people since I can't drive anywhere. And it opened a whole new world for me, which is just unbelievably amazing. It's helped with being blind. And it's really kind of funny because a lot of people don't realize I'm actually blind.
Right. Yeah. I have I call myself an invisible disability because I don't walk with a cane. I don't have mobility issues. And but they can only tell when they watch me read.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell in your live streams. I was wondering, wow, because I never see you bend close to the screen or anything. And then you wearing glasses. And I said, well, wow, because glasses don't help me. I mean, I had glasses that magnify one eye because they're so expensive. They can't magnify both. And I still have to hold something right up. I only use them every now and then. I have other ways to deal with being able to read and stuff. Like the iPad, like if you said you don't watch TV anymore. No. I have Amazon Prime, and so I can get movies and old TV series, and I just hold the iPad like right here, and I can watch because I'm holding it like right here.
I have to put it on the big screen TV, and mind you, I'm about 18 to 20 inches from the big screen TV, and that's how I can watch it.
Oh, I'd say.
And I do use my magnifier quite often. And that's with the magnifier on the glasses and then this magnifier. And that's the only way I can do it.
Can you describe that magnifier, Froggy?
I got it from the Department of the Blind. I don't know. It's got a light on it. And I don't know the power of it. And that's the truth.
Okay.
I don't know if it even this will help other people. It says 5x 16D.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like 5 times the power.
But I use it with my glasses. My glasses are 10x at the bottom. So I use it with the bottom ones too. So, and that's how I can read some things. Now, things I can't read. I cannot read a prescription label. Can't read that. but I rely on my husband for that.
You know what, Froggy? They might have. You know,
They
sometimes
do.
sometimes there's moments in your life and no one's there, and you're faced with this challenge, and somehow you just persevere through it. Where there's a will, there's a way, and there's many options that you can have on
I
your
know
floor
one of
model.
them. It's a,
But there's they even have a little tiny magnifiers that are called eye loops, and it's real small because it's very powerful. The more power of the magnifier, the smaller the magnifier.
Right.
So it's very frustrating to like read a whole page because you're seeing it almost letter by letter. Some of them
Right.
are so powerful. And they use it in the printing industry, these eye loops for defects when you print. I was a printer all my life. I printed on cardboard boxes. I printed on flexible packaging like foil and wax paper and stuff like that, and made pizza boxes and candy wrappers and you name it. Multiple colors, multiple images, and a lot of that is done with little tiny dots of these printing plates. And when they all come together, they make a 3D image. So when you open a Snickers bar and you see all that stuff, there's a lot of work that goes behind that wrapper. When you are doing quality control, you cannot see some of the defects. Quality control is very important. So that you have this eye loop that you can put right onto the candy bar, and you can see all the tiny dots and everything. So,
oh wow!
I guarantee you, if you use one of those eye loops, and some of them even have a light on them, you put that up right up to the pill bottle, you'll be able to read it.
They're trying to get me talking prescriptions right now.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you the thing I know about that through my blind association, my local regional blind association. They have speakers that come and tell us about things. And just about a couple months ago, the speaker came from. He operates out of our area, but he's a nationwide pharmacy operating through the mail, and it's all geared towards the vision disabled. So everything is like you can get Braille talking or Braille or large print on prescription labels, and they fill your prescription. They put them in little packets if you want them in little bubble packs. They whatever, even your vitamins, and they say whatever, and they mail it to you and everything, and you don't have they work with your doctor and all that. So
they're trying to get me talking prescriptions right now because that's basically what I'm going to need, which would be wonderful.
But it's just nice to have a little tiny magnifier with you in your pocket.
Oh no, I agree with you.
And then you maybe be in the store or something catches your curiosity, and you wanted to know what this chicken bouillon, what does it look like? What's the ingredients? And you can whip that sucker out and read it letter by letter. And it's not like you're reading a novel. So you can get through it, and it may take a little more time than the average person, but you'll be able to do it.
Oh gosh, yeah, because I don't read stuff like that in the store.
See here, I don't know, Lisa. Tell me if I'm centered. Am I centered? Does it look like it's showing up?
Your hand, I can't see. Up. Go up by your face.
You're a little delayed, so. How does it look, Diana? Do I need to bring it closer?
You're centered.
Okay. So here's a little case. You take the case and take it out.
Oh, nice.
It looks like that.
Oh, I like that.
And then there's a little switch on the side here, and you see how it just fits in my hand perfectly. And then I turn it on. Oh, my battery's dead. I got to replace. Oh, here we go. The light's on. And it's a little tiny magnifier. You put that on your bottle, I guarantee you'll see it.
That would be good.
Yeah. It's a little eye loop. That's all they are. And they look like this, or they even have some that are square that they fold on top of each other and collapse, and they're no bigger than a size of a quarter.
Oh, wow.
or a half a dollar, and you can just have them in your purse, your pocket, that kind of thing.
That would be
Yeah, I got
cool.
I have a few magnifiers because I've been trying them out since they don't have low vision shops where you can go or have them come to your house where you can try out magnifiers. So I've been trying different ones over the years, and I have a few of them I've got on Amazon where it's 3 different strengths, and one of them is a loop, very, very high magnification. It's like that loop you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then it has 2 other magnifications on it, but the highest magnification is that loop.
Yeah, and that's usually around 20x. That's what that is, Jennifer. 20x.
Yeah.
I have and then this one is only a 4x. It's obviously bigger. It's more rectangle. It's got a little handle you can hold it, and it has a light on it too. And that one helps me with my phone.
Oh.
And what I can do is sometimes if I need to, I can just bring in this handle, take my fingers and just hold it like this, like it's, and then take the cell phone with my other hand, and I can, see what's going on as I'm holding both devices.
Oh, I just
you
don't
find,
bother.
You find little tricks.
Yeah, I just don't bother with my cell phone much because I can't see it.
You'd be surprised that you might with this.
With another magnifier.
Yeah. And if you turn the display on your phone to almost full brightness.
I do that.
Yeah, that helps. Just tricks, that's all.
Yeah, I do turn it to full brightness, and I turn it sideways so it's bigger, but I still
landscape,
still can't see it, which it's funny when people text me because I'm like, I can't see that.
Have you tried black background with white letters?
That's what I do.
Yeah,
I do that on everything.
It helps immensely. The contrast,
Yeah, I do that on everything. I always do black background. Yeah. I was interested in getting an electronic magnifier because I think that would probably work better. I used one at the doctor's office and I loved it.
Oh, I never seen one of those. Is it like a magnifier that's a display instead of it just being glass?
It's about the size of a cell phone. And it's got a camera on one side of it, and then there's a display, but it's electronic magnification.
Yes. So
and
they
are a dream.
I know. It's interesting.
I dream.
How big are they? How big are they?
They come in varying sizes. You can get big ones, but the one I want is a little bigger than a cell phone, because I could carry it to the store with me.
Yeah, that's what I would want, a portable one. I would not want one that I have a big giant thing that has to sit on a table or something.
But the magnification goes up so big. It's unbelievable. I have one on my wish list at Amazon.
Those are expensive, right? Those are the devices out there that are newly created, and there's not a whole lot of them, so there's no demand, so they're like thousands of dollars, correct?
You can get one for under $200.
Oh, that's not bad.
Now the one that's by like Eichenbacher, that one's about $500 or $600, and that's your top of the line model.
Okay.
But you can get a cheaper one on Amazon for less than $200.
Oh, okay.
Which is just.
And what's the best brand? What Bacher?
Eichenbacher. Starts with an E.
Maybe you can send a link to that and then to Diana, and Diana can put it in the description box below for people.
I will do that.
So when they watch the replay, they can come to the description.
Yes, on Instagram Messenger, she could give me the link.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's such a help. And that's my dream, is to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the other thing would be a dream item to have, which is $1,000, is the machine with the camera and
the Orcam handheld device.
You put your documents in it and you view it on the monitor.
Mine is a handheld device. It takes a picture, scans it, and reads it to you out loud. It reads it to you.
No, the CCTV is the other dream I have.
Yeah, that's 5-6 grand, I think.
Yeah, because that's my dream to have that for reading
mail
and knitting patterns.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good too. Yeah.
Because I would be able to read all my patterns, but that is a highly expensive.
I know.
But I think having the portable electronic magnifier would be like a dream. Because it's less expensive, and it would be very helpful to me for reading everything in my everyday life, from prescription bottles to smaller crochet knitting patterns to going out to the store and reading labels on products on the shelves.
Yeah,
it would be just an amazing thing to have. I think that would be really cool, but going back to about being blind and stuff, I didn't let my blindness stop me from being able to crochet and knit. And I do it all by feel. I have some patterns that I can blow up on my big screen TV and follow. I blow up the PDF patterns. I have written a couple of patterns myself.
Oh, nice.
They're very textural. I go with texture because when I'm doing my stuff by feel, I like to feel texture. So that's really cool. I like that. And that gives somebody who's sighted an idea of what we look for when we're blind. That we like texture. We like the way stuff feels. So that just gives them an idea. And it also, I'm hoping that it inspires some people to know that it doesn't matter if you're visually impaired or not. You can still crochet and knit.
Oh, absolutely.
You can still do stuff.
Lisa's got a weighted blanket that she purchased from a person similar to you. I don't think they were blind, but they sold crochet stuff online, and she's got one of those weighted blankets.
Awesome.
For like people that have fibro and they got the creepy curlies on their skin and they're just having overactive nerves and all that. That weighted crochet blanket is textural. You can feel it. It's soft. It's got some weight to it, and it rests on your body, and it helps with your nerves.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's fantastic.
It's super heavy. It's just like a normal blanket, whatever, 3-4 feet by 6 or whatever. And it's got a lot of weight to it because everything is woven and it almost looks like ropes.
Oh, wow.
All sewn together and everything. So yeah, it's very, very nice.
Oh, that's got to be beautiful.
Yeah. A lot of work.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, you know that.
Well, they are some work. They are.
So you went on into crocheting, kept your passion and did the crocheting. Then what?
I just kept the crocheting and knitting up, and I've continued to do it. And I have the YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel has done well. I've reached over 6,000 subscribers.
Yes,
oh wow,
done well.
Which is
a very loyal audience. Her live streams get a lot of people on a regular basis.
I can't believe that many people want to watch me.
And then one time I was at one of your live streams, and you got super chat after super chat after super chat. It's like I couldn't believe it. It was like a rainbow of colors up on the top of the top. I help you out with your car or something.
I'm like, why do they send me super chats? Oh, they had done it that day. I was donating the money to cancer.
Oh, nice.
That's why.
Oh, very good.
I do that. I will do that every so often, where I will donate all the proceeds from YouTube for a month to cancer. And that's why. And yeah, every now and again you'll find where I'll take a month out of the year and I'll donate everything from YouTube to cancer.
That's very nice of you to do that.
Well,
That's giving back to God and the community. What I was talking about earlier before we did the super dance or that, but.
Well, I'm very fortunate. I donated nearly $600 this year to cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy and I'm very fortunate to have been able to do that. I'm hoping to do more than that next year. We'll see. I have my fingers crossed. My friend, the Paul Pie Guys, has donated over 200 pounds to charity so far this year. And he just started not even a week ago. So that's amazing. Real proud of him. So I think that's fantastic.
The pounds that the British sterling you're talking about.
Yeah, Great British pounds.
Yeah.
And that's more than American dollars.
It is actually. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's amazing.
It used to be over $2, but now I think
it's $1.34. 1 pound is $1.34.
Yeah, that's because they left awesome. They left the Union.
Yes. But I like being able to give back to the community. I like doing giveaways, and I love definitely donating the money. It's fantastic.
Lisa has a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Froggy?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering if you could give us an idea of like what your typical day is like as a VIP. How do you go through your day?
Sure.
Okay.
And when I get up in the morning, believe it or not, I don't always put on my glasses. That's kind of funny. I normally walk around my house without my glasses or whatever, but when I sit down at my desk, I put them on. I can navigate my house without them.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I get up and I do the normal things that you do in the morning to get ready. You know, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, that kind of thing, or you bathe, whatever you're going to do. You know, kind of brush your hair and stuff. I like to have coffee with my husband in the morning before he goes to work. That's typical for me. I feed and water my cat, which sometimes can be kind of funny. We have a tray underneath with a lip on the edge, around the whole edge, for me to feed and water the cat because I have a habit of overfilling the bowls because I can't see them.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
So there's an actual tray that sits up underneath the food and water bowls. So I feed and water the cats. That was done for me on purpose. When I make my coffee, I have a Keurig K-cup maker so that I don't have to use the stove. And I can feel when I put the water in, I put my finger in it as I put the water in. And that way I don't burn myself because I've burned myself on the stove dozens of times. I usually come in here and I check my emails and stuff. I use JAWS to read it all to me. And I go on YouTube or whatever. If I'm going to make a video of something, I'll make my videos. And I have editing software that I use. And now editing videos takes me probably twice as long as it does anybody else. And that's the visual impairment.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I am using a TV that is about 56 inches. It's huge. And I'll upload any videos or anything like that. And then I like to chat with some friends while I'm knitting or crocheting and sitting here working on patterns. I usually do that. I'll fix some lunch or something, and I usually sit and have lunch with my friends. Just sitting here, just chatting with them on video. Just hanging out with friends kind of thing. And I do lives or whatever. It depends on the day of the week that I'll do my lives. That's usually Tuesday, Friday, and Sundays. And when my husband comes home, I greet my husband and hang out with him. And we have dinner together. And then I usually come back in here and hang out with my friends and go to bed. That's a typical day.
Yeah.
Typical day.
Sounds like my day.
That is a actual typical day for Froggy.
Yeah.
Normal typical day. I don't use the stove. I have a glass top stove, and it's black. And when the burners are on, I cannot see it
Oh
when it
boy.
gets hot. So I'm not allowed to use the stove anymore. Once I've gotten burned 3 times, I'm not allowed to use the stove. But I have a microwave and a toaster oven that I can use. But now I'm a grown adult. Yes, I could use the stove. But my husband prefers me not to use it after I've been burned so many times, if that makes sense to people.
Tell her what?
Tell her about the foodie.
Oh, there's a Foodie, Ninja Foodie. It's wonderful, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can do everything in that thing. You can bake, broil, saute, all in one device, and it's kind of bulky.
Oh,
but it's like a pressure cooker / air fryer / you could saute.
nice.
You could make scrambled eggs in there, bacon, all that stuff, and never have to use the stove.
Oh, my husband normally prepares something for me to have for my lunch, or has something that I can have for my lunch that I can heat up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to do it, but he normally does.
Right.
Which is just really sweet of him. But he's just worried. Normally, it's something that I can pop in the microwave, pop in the toaster oven, or it's sandwich stuff, because he doesn't want me to use the stove.
Right. Well, this Ninja Foodie, if you want to expand from that, you could use the Ninja Foodie. You would just have to be trained on it. But if you know how to operate the stove, which every adult knows how to, it's just because of the visual impairment, and being that it's black glass, that's even worse. Even people with good eyes, unless you see that orange glow, I'm sure a lot of mistakes have happened with these stovetops. But
I forgot I do my chores, which I didn't even think about. I do housework. I wash dishes. I do laundry, which I can do with no issue. Yeah. I do all that. I don't vacuum anymore. I don't vacuum because apparently when I vacuum, I miss a lot.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
But it's something, right? At least it's something.
It's something. Apparently when I dust, I miss a lot of dust. I try. I do my best, but when you do it, it's just really funny. It makes people to me it makes me laugh. My husband doesn't make fun of me for it. He appreciates the effort. But you have to understand, as visually impaired, you can't see it. You do what you try to hit every surface and everything, but you still miss some.
Do you ever try to just put your hands across anything to feel the dust? Still?
I do.
Because believe it or not, touch is more sensitive than eyesight.
Yes.
And I've noticed that when I wash something by hand, with my impairment now, I can, I'll do a lot of feeling of the bowl while the water's running around it. And I can find the tiniest little crumb that's on there so stubbornly, and I got to scrape it with my nail or use a sponge or whatever. I've noticed that using your touch more, those people that are watching that are sighted and just want to be educated, try washing your dishes with being blindfolded. They might be cleaner than when
they might be.
Yeah.
I clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
I have no problem cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah. Same thing with the kitchen countertops. I can feel
they're immaculate.
Yeah. You can feel it through the rags and everything. And then you can still do a final scan with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us VIP people, this is how we see with our fingers.
With our hands.
Can
Yeah.
you share about how it impacted or changed things with your friends and family when you became legally blind?
Yeah. My parents were extremely supportive. My husband is the best. He is extremely supportive. I think he kind of pitied me, but very supportive. My siblings, my brother and my sisters and my children didn't really treat me like I was blind. They would still take their phones and hold it up and say, "Look at this, Mom."
Yeah.
And they're 6 to 10 feet from me. I can't see that. My sister was still texting me photos.
Yeah.
I can't see that.
Yeah.
You have to email it to me and let me get it on my big screen TV in order to be able to see your photo. Don't send it in a text message.
Yeah.
In person, when I saw my sister was still doing stuff like that to me, holding the phone 6 feet from me. Oh, look at this. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Don't.
I think it's just it's a habit.
It is.
And then people just don't realize. I mean, Lisa knows, for example, and it's very funny. The day of my surgery, when she's driving me home, she's like, "Oh, oh my gosh, look over there. Can you see that?" And I'm like, before I can answer, she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
My husband would do that too. We're driving down the road and he'd go, "Oh, look, there's deer on the side of the
Yeah,
driving
right.
down the road. Oh, look at the deer.
Do you see the deer? Do you see the deer? Look at that deer. Do you see it?"
I'm like, I will sit there and I'm like, "What deer?"
It's a joke with me and my husband because he'll point something out and I'm like, signs I can't see at all, but a deer or something. We have deer that visit our yard a lot and they're way in the backyard, and I'm like, and behind trees, and you can't see them I can't see them behind trees, but I'll say, well, no, I can't see. And other times I'll be pointing. I'm a horrible passenger in a car, whatever. So like a backseat driver a little bit, because then I'll say, oh, there's the stop sign or something like that. I'll point out different things while driving. He goes, I thought you were blind. He goes, yeah, I think you're a Russian spy. Pretending to be blind.
Oh my. Well, because I couldn't see the deer on the road, he put a game camera in our backyard, and it takes pictures every so many minutes. And he brings in the little card and we put it in my computer and I get to see the deer from the game camera.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's a special guy there.
So he does do that for me.
There.
He does slip up every once in a while and says, look at that. But it's very rare.
Yeah.
But he is, I told you, my husband is amazing. He is just amazing because he has made, I told you, he makes sure I have my lunch. He makes does the best things for me just to make sure that I can see. He was worried about me answering the front door because I wouldn't be able to see. So I have a security camera at my front door and I get the image on my iPad. So I can look on my iPad who's at my front door before I open my door.
Okay.
And because I can take that image and I can blow it up. Whereas if I open the front door, I can't see faces right away. I can ask who it is, but I won't necessarily see it. But he can also get the image on his phone, which is really cool. Where he's at work, he can see who's on our front porch.
Right. Yeah, we have that.
And it's a way to protect me being visually impaired, with whoever's coming on our porch during the day. It's just a way to protect me with, from strangers and stuff like that. But I can see it on my screen when they come up on the porch, and know whether or not I want to open the door. So I don't have to open the door to try to see them. I have a window, but my window on my front door is 6 inches by 12 inches.
Yes,
I don't think women should even answer the door unless they really know the person. I don't answer the door most of the time because I know it's never anybody that I know. So I never answer the door. But we don't have any people come into our house anyway. But
I don't open the door unless I look at my security camera.
Right.
Which I love the fact that he put that up there, and it's made a world of a difference for me. It's made me more comfortable, which being visually impaired is a big deal to make me more comfortable. And I have no depth perception, none.
Right.
So I can't, when I look at stairs, it looks flat to me.
Yeah.
So we have stairs on our porch. He built me a ramp.
Oh, nice.
I love the ramp, which I can navigate stairs. Don't get me wrong. I can do stairs. I can go up and down all day long. I don't have a problem.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Right. But he built me a ramp, so at home, I'm more comfortable. So I can do my ramp all day long, and I don't have to be taking my time to navigate steps. So at home, I have a ramp to go up and down, and I don't have to sit there and feel for the stairs. Which he's made all kinds of things to make it easier for me.
That's awesome.
And nobody could ask for better. It's just made my life easier and my world easier. Which is what he has done just to make my whole world easier for me and safer for me. Like stuff in the floor. My kids never paid attention to their things in the floor. But now it's just me and my husband. He's real careful of making sure that the floor is clear because it's so easy to fall.
Yeah, it is.
You don't see what's there. You fall.
And doorways too.
Mm-hmm.
Doors that are only half open, are very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always try to keep them wide open, so when I go through there, I'm not going to, split my head into with a door.
Yeah, exactly how I feel.
We have a funny comment from Blind Guy, his wife, their life, which I think it's his wife that's following the chat, and he says, "I'm warning Froggy that I'm going to kiss her husband when I see him. He's amazing.
Yeah,
I'll be blowing him a kiss because my husband would mind."
Well, I will send him a kiss for you.
Everybody handles
Does any
differently, it's
any questions for the chat for Froggy? Yes.
I have one.
What's that, Lisa?
She could tell the sighted people one thing that she wants them to know. What would it be?
Well, just say it louder.
Okay. If you could tell sighted people one thing, like to get through their skull, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
Oh, I have an answer for that one right away after Froggy talks.
What would I tell sighted people about being blind? I can do anything you can do.
Yeah.
I would tell them that blindness, because I have an invisible disability, so people usually can't tell by looking at me I'm blind. So I say blindness is on a continuum. Only 10% of the world's blind population are totally blind. It's on a continuum. Legal blindness starts at 2200 vision, and that's not total blindness. That's actually highly functioning low vision.
Yes.
I have to constantly educate people about this, but I didn't even know that myself before. When I had normal vision, I thought, if you're blind, you're totally blind. And no, only 10% of the world's blind population is totally blind.
Well, you know what I would say about that question. I don't know. Why are we echoing? Am I echoing, Diana?
Can you just talk a little bit more?
Okay. See, there.
No.
I'll get through it.
No, I don't hear you echoing on. But I'm listening to you through StreamYard. I'm not listening to you through YouTube.
Okay. What I would say is a wide spectrum. When this happened to me in 2017, I've learned a few things over the years, and we all have problems. Even people that are sighted, they have issues, problems, everything. So on a whole life spectrum, what I have learned is through my blindness is to have gratitude. You need to be grateful every day. If you put yourself in that mindset where you are have a positive attitude and you are grateful, your life will be a lot better.
Gratitude.
It will help you heal with whatever issue you are having. Blindness, disability, mental issues, relationship issues, friendship issues, everything. Financial issues, everything. Always be grateful and count what you have, not what you don't have.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I learned with my blindness.
Well, how about treating us like we're normal?
What was the question?
Treating us like we're normal.
Yeah, that too. I mean, now as for educational purposes, being that I've been on both sides of the fence, and so has Jennifer and Diana, where we had functional vision all our life, and now we are disabled. So we know what it's like to be on both sides of the fence, and as a sighted person, we're the minority, so we don't really count. And they need to understand that we do, and that just because we have some kind of visual disability, don't have pity on us, give us empathy. But unless you go through it, you can't have empathy. But by listening to what people, whatever problems they have, visually impaired, what have you, if you listen to them, you will learn a lot and change as a person and treat us just like if we were sighted.
I agree with the
empathy.
I agree with you about the empathy, but I've had people treat me, being visually impaired, I've had people treat me like I was deaf and dumb.
Oh yeah, that's just
yes.
And I think that's just psychological.
I don't like that.
People do that even when you can't speak the language.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody that doesn't speak English very well, all of a sudden they need to start screaming in their face. I've seen that at airports where professional people working at an airline, I won't mention the name, would be screaming at this Italian guy, you go to auto bus down the street and catch and screaming. And I'm like, this poor guy, he just doesn't understand English very well. And then they're screaming at the top of the lungs, is there a translator around here? And she's screaming. So I think it's just a psychological thing that they feel that raising their voice will help you understand the language better or help you see better or whatever. I think it's just psychological.
Because that's one thing.
We have to break through that because we're all equal. All of us are equal.
All of us are equal, and you're yelling at me and treating me and talking to me slowly is not going to help me see.
Yeah.
It's permanent.
You know, this is where we educate, Jennifer. Okay, we have to
Yeah, I do.
educate and mention it in a positive, loving way, and move on. And hopefully, eventually, over time, you know, we will get there as a human race.
I do. Some of my favorite moments that I've had since being blind are when a parent came up to me with her 2 children and said, do you mind explaining to my children about your cane? And getting to teach them about my cane. And I love that. And letting them touch the cane, to know that the cane was not a scary thing, and showing them how it folds up, you know, and letting them know that it's not a bad thing or a scary thing talking to a blind person. Right. And that not all blind people wear dark glasses, and that our eyes look just like everyone else's eyes. I have a habit of just wearing my dark glasses when I go in public. The light hurts my eyes. Right. And, you know, showing them that my eyes look like everyone else's. You know, that's been so much fun. And I enjoy it. It's fantastic.
Diana is a poster child of that. She doesn't look blind at all. And you know, she has struggles with all these issues, and no one, it's like she said, it's invisible.
It's invisible disability.
Yeah,
it is. And I get questioned. Well, I get questioned a lot. You know, you don't look blind. Well, what does blind look like to you?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we got to break that typical stereotype of, you know, that you have a cane and it's all white and you have black sunglasses. That's the media that does that. That's the movies. It's programmed us. And not only do we have a white cane, but we have a white cane with a red tip on it. And some of them are designed. You can do different colors. You don't have to be stuck with a certain, you know. No. There's customized canes out there. You can get them bedazzled, for crying out loud.
Which would be fantastic. I need that.
You know.
Now, I don't wear my dark glasses in the store. I take them off. Right. I wear them out in the you know, outside. I take them off and I walk with my white cane, and I'm sure I don't look blind to people.
Yeah. So you're blind. So you took off your sunglasses. And you're blind? Am I supposed to wear them to bed too? You know?
I mean, yeah. Am I supposed to sit here and wear them indoors? I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah, right.
I'm sitting in a dark room. Why would I want to wear them in here?
Well, see, here's another thing that's important, and what Diana and I always try to teach is that blindness is not totally blindness. There's only 10% of the blind community is totally blind, where no light perception, nothing. There's a wide spectrum from total blindness to visual field of less than 10 degrees, and also acuity of 20/200. That's legally blind. So
that's correct.
Somebody with 2200 vision may need only sunglasses when it's sunny out, just like everybody else puts on sunglasses. But then take them off when there's not that much sunlight and you need more light to come in to see. But yet you're legally blind. You're blind. So people need to know that 90% of the people are that way, where it's a wide spectrum. So something food for thought for everyone. So
yeah, I agree with you. And I actually don't call myself legally blind. I call myself blind.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we should go around saying we're legally blind. I think we should just say we're blind. Because we are.
Technically, under the definition, yes, we are.
I'd rather say partially blind, so people get a better understanding. Because I know what people think. If I say I'm blind, okay, then they think I'm totally blind, and I always have to explain about the spectrum of blindness.
Well, technically, technically, under the definition, all of them are legally blind, whether it's total blindness
Right.
or under the spectrum.
Yeah.
But I just tell people I'm blind because then I still end up explaining to them that there's a varying differences. I still do. And I probably always will.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when kids are curious, and
I do.
And I'm with you. I'll show them, or talk to them, or if they're not in the cart or something, they're standing there, I'll even offer the cane for them to play with it a little bit, just to get the idea. It all depends on the interaction,
It does depend on the interaction. They do. Now, you do have the nasty people who kick your cane.
Yeah.
Do all kinds of things to your cane. You have that. You're going to have that. But the percentage of the people that do that to the percentage of good people, I mean, it's a big difference. And you do have the ones that run off from you, like they're going to catch it. I have that too, which is always funny, Yeah,
like you have the plague or something.
Yeah, you do have that. My husband laughs about that. When we walk in the store and we're walking together and I have my cane out, and you'll have people that run out of the aisle, and, my husband snickers and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, they ran out of the aisle. I'm like, I guess they think they're going to catch my blindness.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of them think they can beat you. I'm going to an aisle and they're like out of my peripheral vision. Instead of just stopping and waiting to see what I'm going to do, just be patient. Just wait 5 seconds.
Yes.
You see somebody with a cane, stop and just observe, or even say hello. If you say hello, that's audio information that, hey, there's a person next to me, and that will maybe you would stop and say, go ahead or something. But no, they want to beat you to it. So sometimes they cut right in front of you, and all of a sudden I'll just see something in my central vision at the last second where I see this big body go whoosh right in front of my face, and it scares the heck out of me. It startles me. I jerk like I'm going to hit my face on something. It's crazy. And then there's times that they're so fast, but they're a little bit late, and they trip on my cane, or they'll jump over my cane. Those are the crazy. Yeah.
And when they're in my central vision, I can't see them. And I smack them with my cane, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah,
that's fun.
I was at O'Hare Field, and I was in the center aisle with my cane, and I'm moving fast, and I see a group of people not even paying attention to what they're doing, and they looked like they were stacked up like bowling pins, and I'm like, I'm going to have some fun. I'm just going to keep going straight and just see what happens. And you, right at the last minute, layer by layer, everyone's jumping out of the way. It was like watching the parting of the Red Sea. It was hilarious. And then you would get to the last layer of people looking at their phone, thinking that the person in front of them is walking, and they already dove out of the way because here comes Blind Paul with a cane coming right at your ass. And they're like, all of a sudden they see in their peripheral vision, oh my God, and they like jump out of the way.
Oh my word.
It's hilarious.
I'll be back in a minute. I have a bathroom. Sorry, I have a bathroom.
Sure.
Yeah, us blind people, we like to have a little fun sometimes.
Oh, we do. Although I do have the moments where I'm walking and I'll hit something with my cane. I say, excuse me. Come to find out, it's an inanimate object.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are fun.
I do that. I'll say excuse me to a pole or a tree.
Yeah.
My husband giggles about that. He does. He giggles. He's like, you said sorry to a pole. I'm like, well, I didn't see it there.
Yeah, it's just you know why? It's because you're just programmed that if something hit you, you automatically think it's a person. Yeah.
I automatically say sorry. I do it every time.
Yeah,
And
because
it's
just polite, you know, in case if it is a person, you know, they may not be aware. They might be reading a book, and all of a sudden you come by and plow right into them, you know.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I've had people, I had a woman, you know, those carts they ride in the store.
Yeah.
I had a woman run right into me. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
how do you not see me? I was wearing a neon colored shirt. She drove right into me.
Huh. Well, you know what?
With my
Probably,
cane.
I would imagine that person might have a visual impairment themselves, and they got to get what, you know, they're just trying to survive. That could be.
Well, I told Joey, I said, how come I can't drive one of them buggies too?
Well, you can. You'll just be hitting people like that person hit you.
He told me, he says, I don't think you could drive it and use your cane at the same time.
No.
He was picking at me.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of like sway it on the side. Yeah.
I could try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have a question for both of you. How do you, because I was recently interviewed by Have Cheetah Will View. He's in the chat right now, and he interviews tons of people all the time. And he said, I said before the interview, I wanted to know some of the first questions he'd be asking. I said, will you be asking about my blindness and stuff? He goes, oh yeah, well, and then he said, you know what? I don't think blindness defines you. You're an artist, that defines you. I don't feel like blindness defines you. But so I thought that's interesting because I do like people to know that.
Yeah.
But how much do you feel like it defines you?
Mm-mm.
Is that a question you're asking?
Yeah. How much? Yeah. My question is how much do you feel like blindness defines you? Do you like people to know? You like people to know that you are, but how much do you feel like it defines you?
I don't think it defines me at all as a person. I'm just a person with a visual impairment. That's it. It doesn't define me.
Right.
Definition of me is what my likes and dislikes and interests and what I'm doing as a human soul for the world. You know, that defines me. You know, that defines everybody.
I like people to know. I mean, my banner says it because I'm the blind crocheting knitter. I'm
all
a crocheting
three of us have
knitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am a crocheting knitter, but I do like people to know that I'm blind. But then again, you know,
it doesn't define you.
It doesn't define me. Do I focus on it every day? No, I just go about my day because I don't sit there and go, oh, I'm blind. Oh, I'm blind. Oh, I'm blind.
Yeah, exactly. No. Exactly.
I just go about my day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't let my diabetes define me. I'm a type 1 diabetic. It doesn't define me.
Yeah, I'm type 2.
I just go about my day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they had to make, I have an insulin pump, and they had to make changes with the way I manage my insulin based upon my visual impairment.
Yeah.
You know, which was great. My diabetes is very well controlled. And I appreciate the fact that they worked with me and made changes for me to help me manage my diabetes with my visual impairment. And it can be done. It's very easily done. And it worked out great. But does my diabetes define me? No, absolutely not. Just another thing I got to take care of every day. Mm-hmm.
I guess I look at it as I do kind of think it is one of my physical characteristics, that one of the things that does define me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. I kind of don't know what defining what that means. Well, I feel like it does. It's one of the physical characteristics that does define me. It's one of my physical characteristics.
Well, it's a physical characteristic, but it's no different than the fact that my hair is pink, orange, and green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it's presented a lot of challenges in my life that my
Yes.
hair hasn't. So I feel like it is a kind of a big thing in my life because it's presented challenges that I've had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would equate it more with my diabetes because my diabetes has challenges.
Yeah.
My hair doesn't really have challenges, I agree.
Yeah.
But it's a characteristic like my hair is. My diabetes has many challenges, but the blindness and the diabetes have many challenges, multiple. But it doesn't define who I am as a person.
Right.
But it helped create the person that I am.
That's a fair statement. That's a very fair statement.
It did create who I am, which is cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it created.
You know, that makes a lot of sense, Jennifer, because the experiences I've had since I became blind, legally blind, visually impaired, or however you want to put it, taught me gratitude. So it defined it. I didn't have gratitude before. Not as much as I should. And because of those things happening to me, yes, now that's part of me. And part of my definition is now to be grateful.
Yeah.
So that's a very fair statement, what you said.
It will teach you. That's true. That makes sense. I understand the gratitude.
I guess you have to say, you have to take that with a grain of salt and just say to yourself, though, that yes, even though this is a part of me and it's like a definition of me, it is not me.
No.
What my drive is, what we all have a soul, we all have feelings, we all have thoughts, we all have ideas. Those is what define me.
I think that Diana's art is what defines her.
Absolutely, because she's expressing it all in her art. I would venture to guess that your crocheting and knitting is a very big part of you.
Yes, an extreme part of me. I do it every day. It brings me joy. And I look forward to it on a daily basis. I do have a couple of the things that define me, but the crocheting and knitting bring me joy. They really do. They just, I can't begin to tell you. The yarn and its colors and its texture, it has a smell, and it brings me joy. And I need that joy in my life. It's a good way to put it.
We have a comment from Blind Guy, his wife, their life, and it's his wife that's in the chat. I mean, that's representing their channel right now. She goes, "We do find it important to let people know that my husband is blind, but his personality defines him more so than people often forget about that he's blind."
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, you know, somebody that's just blind and you don't know them, and all of a sudden you're like, well, he's blind. I'm scared, or I might offend, or don't be. Ask questions. Questions are okay.
I never
expect you to know all the answers. So ask questions.
No.
And then guess what? You might meet your best friend, and that person's disabled. You know what I mean? So you got to keep an open mind.
Jordan, I opened a can of soda.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Or maybe I was at the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah. Good hearing, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan had heard me open a can of soda, and I understand what the sound was like to him.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people do forget that I'm blind. My own family forgets that. So, and that makes perfect sense, you know.
And you know what? That's almost a compliment, I think, because they are treating you like you and forgetting about your disability.
I take it as a deep compliment when people
Yeah.
forget I am
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah.
I do take that as a compliment. And to me, it is the high. When people look at my crochet and my knitting work and they forget that I'm blind,
Yeah.
that is the highest compliment that they pay me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
Hello, Will, in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Will.
Hi, Will.
That's Godswina's husband.
Do you have any other questions, Diana?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
Wait. How about you or the chat? The chat. Does anybody in the chat have comments or questions?
Oh,
for
thank you,
Froggy?
Daniel. Daniel said he talks to me on a daily basis and forget that I'm blind. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels good that you know, to me it's a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that they forget that I'm blind. I recently started crocheting with thread again, and I hadn't crocheted with thread for many years, since before I lost my eyesight. And it's a big deal to me because you use a tiny hook, and I'm crocheting with thread and doing it by feel, and it's difficult for me. But being able to do it, I was so proud of myself, you know, and to get a compliment from my friends, it just felt so good to know that I actually did a good job, you know, and they don't know.
In a non-patronizing way.
Oh, no, they thought I did a great job.
Yeah. I know.
It felt so good to know that I can crochet with thread again, you know, because it's such a tiny medium to be working with. And it just felt so good. You know, I feel so accomplished, and I'm like, I thought I could never do that again. I thought it was something I had to completely give up.
Oh.
And to know that I can do this, it takes me longer than other people, sighted people, but I can do it. You know, and I don't want to tear up, but that's how I feel. I'm so happy.
So how would you categorize that lesson that you learned there to help others with their struggles of any kind?
Take your time. You can do it. Just work at it. You can do it. I sat there and put it off and gave up. And I actually had some friends tell me that I could do it and encouraged me to try. Just try. And I finally tried. And it's amazing what you can accomplish by just trying. Did I have to try more than once? Yes, I did. But it's amazing what you can accomplish by just trying. And I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing.
It's very powerful. It is very powerful to have perseverance, tenacity, and strength.
Oh, it's amazing.
We have a question from Jordan Mahoney, the Blind World channel, in the chat. He goes, he has a question for Froggy. If she could go back and turn back time and change something, would you change it?
Good question.
Jordan, I would go back and stop my son from leaving for school the day he died.
Oh boy, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm good. It's been a while.
Wow.
That would be the only thing I would change, Jordan. Other than that, I wouldn't change a single thing.
Woo, man, that's tough.
I wouldn't change anything else in my life, Jordan. But that's it. That's the only thing I would change. I'm all right though. I'm good.
And
But-
you know what? I would venture to guess that when that happened, to move on with life took strength, tenacity, and strength, and perseverance. And you used some of that for that event, and it helped you get through your knitting problem with your disability. It's disability goes hand in hand with just life in general. Things happen
Well,
to us.
losing my youngest child was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
And I will not deny that.
Yeah.
And it was, but by the grace of God, I survived it.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing harder I've ever been through. Losing my vision is nothing
Compared to that. Yeah.
compared to that.
Yeah.
And that is the only thing I would change in my life. I wouldn't change a single thing. I wouldn't change a single bad thing. I wouldn't change anything.
Right.
And that's the God's truth.
When you put that in perspective like that, you know, learning something new as a disabled, visually impaired person is a piece of cake compared to that.
But what I want people to take from me losing my son is take from it that I still got up. I still move forward.
Yeah.
I get up every day. I move forward.
Yeah.
I have strength. I have the courage to keep going on.
Yep.
That's all I want you to take from it. I don't want pity.
Right.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I just want you to see me get up and go on every day. Does it hurt? Yes, I won't deny that. And it will hurt me for the rest of my life. But I still have the strength to get up and move on. And that's what I want you to see. That's all.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I could answer that question too.
That's a
I
beautiful
said
message.
my ego would definitely change tons of things the way my life is gone. I would change tons of things. That's my ego. My higher self knows that God has made and helped me form my life the way it was meant to be, to learn the things I need to learn.
Jordan, my son, committed suicide. He
Oh.
was bullied and he committed suicide. I don't mind you asking me, Jordan. I don't mind. And it's okay. I'm all right. He was 15 years old. He died February 3rd, 2020. And he would have been 16 on February 27th.
So this happened
I'm so sorry
after
for your
your
loss.
visual impairment.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And yes, it happened nearly 2 years ago. I'm very much against bullying. I take a strong stand against bullying.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
That's, you know, I would have done anything to stop him. We had no idea our son was bullied until the sheriff's department investigation.
Wow.
So, but let's make this a happy chat.
Yeah.
Okay. I can talk about it. I'm okay.
Good.
But let's make this a happy chat. But I don't mind answering your questions, Jordan. You're fine.
I
I
think to answer that question, I'm pretty much like Diana, ego. A lot of my challenges in my life, throughout my life, tamed that ego little by little. And I'm still struggling with it. But, when I first met Lisa 12 years ago after my divorce, she said I had an ego the size of Texas. And little by little, she chipped away at that ego and, kind of taught me just about life and people and situations and just everything generally in life. And I think with this major event, life-changing event that happened to me with my blindness, really squashed the ego to the point where I use the ego to get through struggles, but I don't go beyond that. and I suppress that ego. It's like a balance. You can't be a mush mouth and not do nothing, but you got to stand up and be strong and do something. But if you do too much of it, you become arrogant and you miss everything that happens around you. So you have to have that balance. So I over the years, I'm like Diana. I wish that I was tied into my higher self more as a teenager and a young adult, than having all that ego. I would have changed that if I could. Yeah.
But I think a lot of that wisdom comes with age.
Yeah. Yeah. That you're right. It's just the natural thing of life, I guess, right? You start out as a baby and then you just progress. And as you get older, you get wiser. I guess that's,
You do. You do get you really gain wisdom as you get older. It makes a difference. I think the fact that I was older when I started losing my eyesight made a difference. Not that I was really old. Don't get me wrong. I'm not old or anything. It was 2015, so I was 45. So that's not really old, guys. Although there's young ones out there that think it's old.
Oh yeah. When I was in high school, I didn't think I'd live past 50.
When we're in high school, we think 30 is old. But 45 it's really not old. Is it considered young to lose vision like me? Yeah, that's considered young to lose vision.
Yeah.
Although there's many younger people that have lost their vision, don't get me wrong. But no, it's considered young for my degree of vision loss. But no, I think I did really well. I think at my age, I handled it well, considering. I did well. Does anybody else have more questions? I don't mind answering. I'm good about it. Hi, Tank. I love to crochet. Is Tank?
What'd you say, babe?
Love to crochet.
Hi, I love to crochet.
Love the crochet. Hello. Lisa's like trying to tell me what's going on in the chat. So, yeah.
And I wouldn't change anything that's happened, in regards to my blindness or my diabetes. I wouldn't change that. It's defined who I am. It's made me who I am. So I wouldn't change that. No.
Yeah. It's like the old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger.
Yeah, and I wouldn't change it. I just would I like to see? Sure. But I wouldn't change it. No, not if it meant that it had to happen to someone else. No. It doesn't really bother me.
If you have to be stronger for the other person, you would do it.
I would.
Yeah.
I would do anything.
Yeah. Because you can handle it. It's no big deal. So why take something that's bad and just make it miserable for everybody, right? So you're taking the world on your shoulders.
Well, like I said, it's
because you are blessed and getting strength to handle these situations.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I pray morning, noon, and night.
I mean, you have a wonderful husband. He takes great care of you, and it makes you feel like a princess. And you're grateful for that. And then all of a sudden, all that energy inside you just want to burst and take on the world and help other people.
And I love helping other people.
We have a comment from Blind Guy, his wife, their life. She says, wow, it's huge to say that your blindness is minimal compared to losing your youngest child. My husband is still struggling with his blindness because he lost it. He lost his sight suddenly from illness.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry he's still struggling.
It gets better. It gets better. It never goes away. That struggle never goes away. There are days I cuss, you know, I get so mad and so angry, and Lisa's like, what the hell's the matter with you? And I'm just like, I'm venting. Okay. I just, you know, I'm a pressure cooker releasing steam right now. And if I keep it inside, I will be ill. So I got to.
There are moments.
You know?
There are moments. I'm not going to deny that. I'm human.
Yeah.
I'm like everyone else. There's moments where I wish I could see. I wish I could see to read a knitting chart. I do. I can't read it. I can't see it. I wish I could see it, but I can't. I would love to be able to diamond paint. I can't do that. I cannot see to do that. But I'd love to. Maybe one day when I get a CCTV, I can do that. Yeah. But I can't. I'd like to be able to cross stitch again. I used to cross stitch and embroidery. Maybe if I get a CCTV, I can do that. But not now. I can't do those things now. It's certain things I had to give up. I had to give up those things, and I understand that. But I don't sit here and wallow in the pity, the self-pity, and the sorrow that I can't. I make the best of what I have the ability to do.
Yep.
You know, I'm not going to sit there and dwell on the bad parts of this. I have to make the best of what I have the ability to do.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I'm going to drown in depression.
Yep. And it's just the wrong energy. And then, you know, energy is around you, and you're just, you know, you have to have positive affirmations. You have to have a positive attitude all the time. And you get into a rhythm, and it's just everything is a beautiful day. You can have a beautiful day or a bad day. It's all up to you.
Well, I wake up every day and I choose to be happy.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
It's easier said than done, but, you know.
We have a few comments from the chat. So Goswina says, every disability makes you stronger. Yeah. I love to crochet says, I look at it this way. I am going through what I'm going through to get to where I'm going. I just have aches and pains. She says, I see fine, but oh God, where that was the second comment.
I've said this in some of my videos, and I always say it all the time. I believe that the disabled people in the world are the strongest people in the world. Now,
yes.
I'm not taking away anything from all the great people out there that can see and do things for the world, but they don't understand. They don't have the empathy because they didn't go through those challenges to be trained to persevere through a certain struggle. So when you are successful through that and you move on in life, that makes you stronger. So I think that people with those challenges are stronger. One question I have for you, Jennifer, is this. Imagine your you've been through all these traumas and how to function in life and to persevere and move on. All those gifts that you have right now within inside you. Imagine all those disabilities disappearing. You have 20/20 vision. You don't have diabetes. Your son didn't die. Nothing. Okay. And then now you have those strengths within you. You could rule the world.
I would rule the world
because you would be like, oh, well, I'm going to be an astronaut, or I'm going to, run for president of the United States, or I'm going to work for the UN and give peace to the world, or whatever. All those disabilities that you had to get through there, that strength that you absorbed, imagine all those disabilities, and now you have a perfect body and a perfect life. You could rule the world.
I would rule the world.
Everything. Yeah, I mean, it would be a piece of cake, right?
It would.
And that's what I try to get across to everybody. So everyone has it within them. You just have to have gratitude. Gratitude goes a long way.
We have a question from Blind Guy. His wife their life. What is the prognosis for your vision, Froggy? Do they expect to preserve or improve your current vision with the monthly injections?
Well, the prognosis is eventually I will lose everything, but that is way far off in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And the injections are to preserve my right eye.
Yeah.
So I don't lose it.
Yeah.
The eye itself.
Correct.
That's the only reason for the injections. Because eventually, if the blood vessels keep doing what they're doing, leaking and everything like that, if you look up macular degeneration, eventually what's going to happen is the retina is going to detach. And that can lead to much more serious problems.
Yeah.
And that leads, much more serious problems. I wouldn't even have any light perception at all. And that would be far worse. So it's just to preserve what I have and save the eye. But the prognosis for me is I will get worse every single year. Eventually, glasses won't help me at all. But I'm okay with that. I'm going to use what I have at the moment. And hopefully, they're hoping to keep it going until I am a little old lady.
Yes, thank you. And Jordan Mahoney, The Blind World, has a comment. Paul is right. It never goes away for me. It will never go away, and I still have wounds that will never heal.
I pray that you have your wounds will heal somewhat. I mean, I would pray that they disappear altogether, but in reality, physically, if it's still there, it's still there. It's how you, I pray for strength for you to have the perseverance and strength to keep moving on.
Here's a question from I love to crochet, but I could also I bet I know the answer, because she says, Froggy, do you know Braille now? And Braille is very hard to learn. We both lost our vision later in life. Well, all three of us, we lost our vision later in life, and that would be very hard for me. I don't think people, when they lose their vision later in life, it's younger people that might learn Braille who lose their vision early, but we have other ways that we get, and that help, other things that help us.
I have been doing Braille courses through the Perkins School for the Blind.
Mm-hmm.
It is very slow going for me. Imagine you have to learn an entire new language.
Right.
With your fingers.
Yeah.
Only. It is very slow, extremely slow going. I can't begin to tell you how slow going it is for me, but I'm learning an entirely new language. I'm trying. I am trying, but it's slow going.
Mm-hmm.
But I do practice. But
it's good that you're doing that and you have the discipline to do that, because it's like you say, you can do anything anybody else can. The thing is, do you want to do what it's required for you to learn or do to complete that task? I'm lazy at times. I don't want to learn, so you have to you have to be disciplined.
I think it would be easier if I could go to a class and learn the Braille, but they don't have anything like that near me.
Oh.
I wish they did, but there's nothing near me to teach me Braille. I'd have to go many, many, many hours away from me.
Okay.
And that's just too far.
Yeah.
But I would love to be proficient in Braille. Right now, I rely on gigantic print and audio.
Okay.
But
I know I know there's ways of teaching Braille with tennis balls and a muffin pan.
Mm-hmm. I have a little doodad. It looks kind of like a Lego, but you push the buttons in and out, and I have one of those. And then I have some workbooks from the Perkins School for the Blind.
Okay.
No, modern
lessons
technology.
today.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Modern technology does not make it easier to learn Braille. Braille is very much old school.
Yeah, it's the lessons that I've seen. A lot of people say when you want to learn, just try with a muffin tin and some tennis balls, and learn the alphabet first.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to master the alphabet.
And then then you progress to where they may not spell out the whole word. It will have a symbol or something. I mean, there's some really advanced stuff, but yeah.
I'm working on it.
I venture to guess that my eyesight is not going to last forever. What I have left, I still haven't learned talk back. That thing scares me to death. Talk back, just the voice. I know you can adjust the speed on it and all that. And I think Jordan, you use talk back, so it's probably a piece of cake for you. But for me, I'm scared to death of that thing. It just rubs me the wrong way, like nails on a chalkboard. And eventually, I'm going to need to do that because I use my phone a lot. I use it for texting. I use it for banking. I do stuff for online with it. I do YouTube. I do everything on that cell phone.
I can't do anything on my cell phone.
Yeah, I'm blessed in that way because technically my vision is around 2200. Even though my visual field is real small, it's small enough that when I have my phone up to my face and I'm comfortably laying on my couch and just hold the phone with my index finger and thumb, and I can just use my other finger and I can do all kinds of things on my phone, and it's super bright. And because it's an electronic display, I see better for some reason.
Mine is the peripheral, and peripheral vision is such a pain.
Yeah.
It's really a pain.
Because you got to keep looking to the side somehow.
I do.
Yeah. So I have all that. So I do everything on the phone. So eventually when I can't see the display on the phone, I'm going to have to use TalkBack. And guess what? Paul hasn't learned it yet because he's afraid. Yes, I'm 57 years old and I'm afraid of TalkBack. Isn't that hilarious, Jordan? So anyways, maybe one day.
Jordan says he could teach us Braille in 8 to 9 sessions.
There you go.
So, and I asked him at what age did he learn Braille? Because at a younger age, I'm sure it was easier to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah, there's
In fact,
another saying, you can't teach old dog new tricks.
Because Braille's like a foreign language, and they do it wrong in the schools. They start teaching foreign languages in middle school or junior high, but really they should be teaching them in kindergarten. That's when they pick up languages the best.
Yeah,
it is the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't lie. If I knew when I was younger I was going to lose my eyesight, I would have learned Braille.
Hindsight is 20/20, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Believe me, I wish they'd offered that when I was in school because I would have taken Braille.
Jordan says, hold on, guys. I have more questions.
Okay.
I want to talk more. So just want to go do something with my Siri for a minute. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, yay, Jordan.
I know that Froggy has a live stream today.
No. Mm-mm.
Wait. You sure you want me to ask this, Lisa?
Ask me.
Okay. Lisa wants to know. She loves your hair, and she wants to know who does your hair.
I went to a local salon and got my hair dyed. It's pink on the top, and in the middle it's orange, and on the very bottom is some neon green. So the whole thing's done in neon.
Nice.
Pink, orange, and green.
Cool.
Nice.
Hi, Dasmina.
Bye, Goswina.
Goswina,
Hi,
take care.
Goswina.
Goswina, thank you for your prayers, and anybody that's in the chat that I reached out in Facebook. I don't want this to be about me, but thank you for your prayers. The surgery went well. For what I had to do for the surgery, that part is a success. And my eye pressure is below normal now, that's where we want to be. Now I just have to get my vision back what I had. Right now I'm struggling. I'm about 50% recovered for what I had before. So please keep praying. And it's going to be a slow process. It'll probably take 2 to 4 weeks. But I'm hoping in a month I'll be back the way I was before.
Blind Guy, his wife, their life says, can you explain talk back a little? They're not familiar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like voiceover. I mean, whatever is in text or whatever has been said, like even it can repeat back to you. Like if you were in a webinar and you want, because I saw the lady at the Blind Association who leads that, they wanted her to recap what the webinar was about, and so she took her notes like through audio or something. I never heard her taking her notes, but she was able to recap everything by listening to her. What do you call it? I call it voiceover. Call it talk back. It talks really fast where you can adjust the speed at what speed it talks back to you. And she was able to recap very well everything that was said in the webinar by listening to her talk back. And I don't know how she took the notes on that.
Yeah, everything is in layers. So as you swipe on the phone, left or right or double tap, you're manipulating the phone, and you're like, it's as if you're looking at the phone and you see all the apps, and you just, you're moving left or right, and you see the app and you touch the app. Well, when you can't see, then TalkBack is telling you that in layers. So you're probably starting in TalkBack with a general screen, and depending on if you swipe left or right or double tap or go up or down, the voice will tell you where you are particularly in the phone. And you could keep swiping app by app, and then when you find what you want, you would double tap, and then it opens that app, and then there's lines and sentences. And when you text to people, you can use TalkBack and do it by paragraph, by sentence, by letter. If you have to edit something, you have to go letter by letter. It's really, really crazy. And with that annoying voice, I can't handle it. I gotta break through that and learn it. But that's what TalkBack is.
You might be able to adjust the voice. I know there's some of these voiceover technologies. You can adjust the voice of Siri, for example.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I need
like 20 choices of male, female voices with Australian accents, British accents.
Yeah, we need like a voice like Jennifer.
But you find one.
She's got that
voices.
She's got that accent, and she's trying to hide the accent. I remember the story you told us, and it's turned out into this like sexy, smooth voice, like, oh my, it's just there's a character about you that's just awesome.
I do hide my accent.
Yeah. And by doing that, you sound like a movie star. Like, what's in the old days? Come up and see me sometime.
Oh, Bay West.
Bay West.
Come up and see me sometime, big boy.
Yeah. I want a voice like that. Maybe then I'll persevere.
Do you have Siri on your phone, Paul?
I have Android, so it's TalkBack.
Oh, that's what they call it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you got that terminology from, TalkBack.
Yeah, it's Android.
Well, I'm sure they probably because I know in Siri there's a choice of 20 to 25 voices. I don't know. Maybe you should check into that if there's a choice of voices.
Yeah.
The accent's funny. I talk normal to my family. I don't cover my accent to my family.
Oh, okay.
I have my mother was born and raised in Alabama.
Okay.
And I lived in the country growing up, so I have a country Southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to work, when I went to work in Washington, D.C., I got made fun of for the way I spoke.
Mm-hmm.
They teased me and treated me like I was stupid because of the way I spoke. So I had to learn to cover my accent. And I do it automatically now. I do it all the time. And I can revert. And now when I drink, which I don't drink much now, or I get angry or very upset, my accent comes flying out. Can't help it. It will just come flying out. Well, Tank, honey, my accent is very much Southern and country all mixed in one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my word. Lisa, he has had 2 cornea replacements and multiple surgeries and on the only good eye. Oh, my word. There you go, Tank. That is my true voice right there.
There you go.
That is the true voice, Tank. That is true through and through. But I'm always afraid I'm going to get made fun of, so I cover it up.
You should do it back and forth. That's awesome. You should mix it up and really mess with people.
I would mess with people, and they would think my real voice wasn't real.
Right.
That's what's so funny.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
I do with my friends, though. A lot of times with my friends, I just talk normal. And it was so funny. They didn't know this was my real voice. And my phone rang, and it's my husband's grandmother. And I answered the phone, and I was talking to her in my normal voice. And they're like, that is your normal voice. I was like, yeah, if I talked to her in a made-up voice, she didn't think I was online for real.
Yeah. No. Wow.
Now, if I talked to her like this, she'd be like, are you live on YouTube?
Wow. Now that transition. Wow, that was smooth. That was really, yeah.
I just, it's a habit.
Yeah.
It's, my family calls it my YouTube voice or my phone speaking voice.
Right. Right.
That's what my family calls it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. By you doing that, you're creating this very silky, sensuous voice. I don't know how to describe it.
I still have some words that I can't say properly.
Mm-hmm.
Water.
Water.
Can't say water and wash.
Wash.
Donkey. And ridiculous. It's a donkey with a U instead of an O. I can't help it. And I always say that someone's going to heal.
Yeah.
I can't help that. Some words I just can't say.
Wow.
The right way. Oh my.
Oh my. I love that. It's just your whole character, your characteristic, everything.
It's just me.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. I can't help it. Oh my. She wants me to say aluminum. Tinfoil.
10-4.
Linoleum. Should give me some hard words now. Hey, I can say onomatopoeia. But it's tinfoil here. I guess there's some hard words now.
Yeah, some hard ones.
So give me some hard words. But there are some words that don't matter if I go into my speaking voice that I still can't say correctly. And
you might want to look into doing some voiceover stuff for commercials and stuff.
Oh my.
Yeah, see, that would, just by you saying "oh my" makes me want to buy anything. You have to try this shampoo. Oh my.
Oh my.
I'd be like, I'm buying it.
Shampoo, conditioner. Oh my. I have to tell Daniel that. He'll laugh his butt off.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, blind guy, his wife. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, Tank, you're going to hit me wrong. I can't do that in a good voice. I have to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, yeah,
I can't do that in my speaking voice. I have to go back to normal for that.
I love it when you do things in history for the day. That's always enjoyable.
I love History of the Day. That's one of my faves.
That's a very good intro.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice way to break the ice, just get things going.
It's my favorite thing. I do it every day, whether I read it on my lives or I don't. I read it every day because it's fun.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I used to listen to the AM radio in my car, and just, the talk shows, would start, and then they would start talking about history of the day before they went into the topic they were talking about or something. Yeah.
I enjoy it because, it's stuff that I don't even know about. And I learn something every time.
Yeah, if you may learn something, stick around.
I do. I do. And I love Word of the Day too.
Yeah.
I actually have to play the recording of it to learn how to say it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, whatever works.
I do. I have to play the recording or I can't say it right. I actually practice saying the word, which is kind of funny. Otherwise, I have to end up saying it in my actual accent, which is funny. Oh, go ahead, Diana.
Oh, good. You just saw that? Okay.
What you doing?
Yeah, my husband's going to be leaving soon. I have to say bye.
Oh, I actually caught it in my peripheral vision where she's going to step away for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not a problem.
Oh.
Well, that would be good, Jordan. Jordan wants to go into voice acting. That would be really cool, Jordan.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, he was trying to do some of that, I think. On his channel, he was doing some episodes or sayings in certain movies.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, you may not get rich, but it's something to do.
It is.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. I love listening to people read and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I find it enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps me because not being able to read.
So you definitely have a radio voice, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see or hear it, but thank you.
Yeah.
I never pictured myself having that kind of a voice.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you were doing your normal talking, and then now the way you're talking, it's like you toned, like the tone of your voice is lower.
Well, yeah.
And it gives it that smoothness, like it's just like smooth jazz, like I'm ready to hear some jazz music or a sexy saxophone playing in the background when you speak,
Ooh. Well, that sounds good. We could always do with some saxophone.
Yeah. So
we need a little sexy sax in the back.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
I have to get somebody to play the saxophone for me.
Yeah. And Yeah, you could probably sell anything with a commercial with your people need to contact you and get you on and do a commercial for their product or something.
Yes, Tank, it's a whiskey voice.
Yeah, whiskey voice. Yeah.
No, I don't drink whiskey.
I can't touch
Yes,
that.
it is a whiskey voice, Tank. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lisa says it's sultry. Ooh.
Sultry.
Maybe I should talk like this to my husband.
Yeah. if you want to get him to do something, I'll
just try my sultry voice.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll work.
I would really like a hot cup of tea right now. Oh my.
Oh my. I wonder if it'll work on. I'll try that on him when he comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He's outside playing on his lawnmower.
Okay.
I have no idea what he's doing. He loves that lawnmower. Goodness knows what he's doing. The grass doesn't need cutting.
Oh, I got neighbors like that. They're mowed twice a week, 3 times a week.
Jordan says, where are you guys? I'm actually into heavy metal music like Metallica, for example. Well, Jordan, I live in the mountains of Virginia.
It's beautiful. The Blue Ridge, right?
Blue Ridge Mountains, that's correct. Part of Appalachia.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it. I love the mountains. I love it when it snows. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, my best friend lives in Chantilly. So we drove a little around, and I know the Blue Ridge Mountains are closer west, right?
Yes.
Further west, but you can see them. You can see them from where he's at. So that's the only part I haven't been yet. West Virginia and Virginia. I need to go through that.
It's beautiful over here.
Yeah, I bet.
I love it. Happiest place I've ever lived in my life.
Really?
I grew up by the water in Maryland, and I love it. And Tank lives in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, which is also part of Appalachia.
Yeah, the Appalachians are beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've been through Tennessee, Kentucky, all that, Chattanooga, Knoxville. But I haven't been through the western part of Virginia.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I've been through the Rockies. I've been through the Arizona mountains there, the red mountains, Sedona, Flagstaff, Phoenix, all that, all up and down the West Coast. The Rocky Mountains, the mountains in Oregon, and all the Ridge Mountains there. But I haven't been in the part where Virginia is.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, I bet.
We have the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah, that's a long time. Well, I was in elementary school. We went to my cousin's wedding and drove down the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah. Now, how accessible would you say that Virginia is for the visually impaired?
Not too bad, actually. They're better than I thought. There's still a few places that are not.
Yeah.
But I think we're pretty accessible here.
Okay.
The only thing that's not is the transportation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because like Diana and I have talked this, we've had many topics when we do these live streams. And one of them we were discussing about car culture. Our car culture is, you don't have a car, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Our public transportation, when you live near a big city, the public transportation is pretty good here. I don't see how it could even be better except if you live right in the city then. But we have like train. I have access to train or bus
but
within walking distance.
Right, but you have to be close to the city. As soon as you get further out, it seems like they forget about everybody.
Right. Most
They
American
forget about
cities
us, you know.
Yeah, I don't live in town, so
Yeah,
I get forgot about.
Yeah. That's why you say it's a 2-hour ride. So you're up there in the mountains and then coming down to. to an area where there's more accessibility, it's a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not right. So there's just nothing available. I'd have to call an Uber.
Yeah, that'll
Oh,
be
the Blind Association doesn't have something with some kind of van that like helps people get to doctors.
Have you looked into your county at all, Jennifer?
Yes, and I would still have to call an Uber.
Oh,
now,
really? Okay.
My insurance will pay for a ride to the doctors.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
My
county offers bus service door to door. It's called the Boone County Center for Aging. So mostly it's for old people. But
I'm too far out for the door to door.
Yeah. So they have a bus system to help elderly people. But because I'm disabled, I have access to that also. So if I need to, and Lisa's not available, I own my own truck and Lisa drives it. So she takes me wherever I need to go. But there are times that when she's at work, I maybe want to go somewhere, I'll have to pre-schedule it.
Yeah.
And you need to do it way ahead of time. You can't just, I think I want to go to the park today. It looks so beautiful. It was supposed to rain, but the sun is gorgeous. I want to go to the park. I can't do it. Everything's booked. So there's still struggles, but they offer bus services and it's like $2 or $3 each way wherever they take you. And it's within the county.
Right.
And
they don't, the door to door won't come to my part of the county. I'm too rural.
Mm-hmm.
Too rural, huh? See, the area I'm at is rural. It's still considered rural. There's a lot of farms around me, that kind of thing. But there is a city, only 45 or a half hour away. That's about 125,000 people. So it's not that rural, as much. You're in the mountains, so I would imagine it's even more isolated.
Yeah, I'm more isolated.
I mean, how many people would you say live in your town? I think mine is about 5,000.
Oh no, I'm a lot smaller than that.
Okay, so then you're really remote.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah, you're
1,500.
You're in God's country.
Yeah, 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's small, so they don't. But it's okay. I mean, I usually wait for my husband or one of my kids.
Yeah. They don't have like a support group at any center where people can meet at a certain time of the month, and
the nearest support group's an hour away.
Okay. Yeah, that's too far.
Yeah. It's okay. But I do all my stuff online anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make a decision whether we live in the mountains or something closer when Lisa retires. She's going to retire soon. And we're out of here. Illinois is a terrible state to live in.
Oh,
yeah. As soon as I can get my chance to be out of here, I pretty much was raised and lived in this state all my life, and it's not a good state anymore.
Oh.
It's not a very good state. It's one of the highest tax state. They're broke. They're greedy. There's crooks everywhere.
That's awful.
That's just the state of Illinois. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, people are leaving the state in droves. Um, so I look at it this way: when Lisa's retired, I mean, pretty much you would be in this state just for work. Illinois had the jobs and good paying jobs, so that's why you stuck around. But
Yeah.
Once you get to retirement age, or Lisa's retiring and I'm basically retired, I'm on Social Security disability.
Right.
So why stay here and pay the high taxes?
Exactly.
I mean, for example, in my home that I have, I'm on a half acre. I pay this year is going to be $6,300 in taxes just for the real estate. That's very, very, very high compared to there's homes out on the West Coast that are $300,000-$400,000 homes, and their taxes are only $2,000.
Really?
For a house that's worth $400,000. It's why our real estate taxes are so high in this state. I just don't understand.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times retired people go to retirement friendly states, and then you find out which ones those are.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that have houses like me that are closer to the city of Chicago, and it's an established suburb and it's all ritzy, and people are paying $12,000 a year in taxes on their house.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a lot of money.
So as soon as we get a chance, we're going, and where we want to go is hopefully, God willing, we'll go to Oregon.
That would be cool. It's beautiful.
There's a place that we like, Coquille.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon is very beautiful, and it's 20 miles inland from the coast, and you have the foothills between the coast and Coquille that protect you from the coastal weather sometimes that you get. So you get the best of both worlds. So when there's nothing going on the coast bad, it's the 20-minute ride and you're there at the beach.
That would be nice.
And Oregon has one of the most beautiful coastlines you'll ever see in your life.
Oh, that I agree with.
And I think I've got some of that on my channel, Paul's Blind Suit for the Soul. I've got some video of that. I think one is take a stroll on the beach with me, and then there's another one called Table Rock Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I go for a little walk with my cane and show all the haystack rocks in the ocean and all the formations. It's not like Florida where it's just flat and there's nothing and it's just turquoise water. Over here, there's flat parts for the beach, but there's rocks right there in the ocean that come out of the water, and the water's crashing around those rocks, and you're on the beach and you get to see that.
Oh wow!
It's very beautiful coastline.
That would be gorgeous.
Yeah, and the taxes there in that state is half. Half of it. And that's just for real estate. Oregon there is no sales tax in Oregon. So you can buy something for $9.99 and it's $9.99. They don't even have sales tax.
Nice.
And they got these beautiful parks, and it's a beautiful state, and it functions.
Yeah.
And so why are we struggling in Illinois? Why are we broke?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's because there's I don't want to get into politics, but there's a lot of crooks out there.
I agree.
So you just at one point, Jennifer, you just want to leave. You just go.
I agree with you, hon.
So now I got to figure out: do I want to be in the mountains and remote like you, and it's a 2-hour drive to anything? Or do we go closer to the city? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll figure it out.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's a shame that you have to make that choice. there should be some kind of accessibility in those remote areas.
I think they will in the future, but right now they probably just don't have enough buses or drivers or whatever they need.
Yeah.
I think they will in the future. And Lisa, yes, we have bears.
Yeah. There you go. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Oh my. I do have them. But are there any more questions from the chat? Because I'm going to start to get ready to leave. So if there's any more questions.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. I've enjoyed this.
Oh,
I'm so glad to hear how Paul's been doing.
Thank you. Yeah. I will survive.
Oh, yes, you will do wonderfully.
What was that, Diana Ross? I will survive.
No, I forget who. Aretha Franklin, maybe.
Oh, Aretha Franklin. Motown. Lisa loves it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, it looks like no other questions.
Well,
Okay.
good. I hope everyone has a blessed day.
Yes.
Make sure you are following Diana and Paul. They are amazing. And Diana, I sent that link to you for the electronic magnifier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Froggy Went a Knitting, that's the name of her channel. Her link is down below at the top of the description box, and same for Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. Both their channel links are at the near the top of the description box. Please check out their channels.
Come hang out sometime.
Grayscale Painting just came in. Oh, we're wrapping it up, Grayscale.
Oh, Grayscale,
It's been on for almost 2.5 hours.
You missed the hoot show, man. So you're gonna have to play the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. It's a lot
Gloria
of fun.
Gaynor. She's the one that sang "I Will Survive." That's
Okay.
what I love
Very
what
good.
it says. Gloria Gaynor.
Really?
Thank you.
Wow. I would have lost that in Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you, Jennifer. It's been a
you.
pleasure. I know
This
you
is
mentioned
so
about
fun.
painting, diamond painting.
I'd love to.
Our next guest next month is John Bramblett.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
he's not a diamond painter.
No, he's not a diamond painter, but he paints with
By touch.
by
He knows
touch.
the color. I think he's totally blind. I'm not quite sure. I think he is, but he paints.
No,
he paints by knowing the. I mean, he makes the colors different consistencies. So he paints by touch. But
Yeah, and he'll put like fine sand in one color and more gritty sand in another, and he does everything by touch. And he has beautiful artwork.
I'm always in the chat, whether I say something or not. I will be there.
That'll be the first Saturday of December.
Yes, I want.
We won't do that the first Sunday. First Saturday, it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
We're going to change that up. We've been doing it at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the first Sunday of every month. We want to change it up a little bit. We've been doing it for about a solid year, and we want to see if we can get more views and more participation on a different day than Sunday. So
we had a great turnout today, though.
No, did we?
Thank you. We were holding around 12 people for about 2 hours. It just dropped in the last half hour. Thanks, most likely thanks to Froggy because of all her loyal audience.
Yeah, see, if it wasn't Froggy wasn't here, we would, yeah. Thank you, Froggy.
Under 10. We hold like 7, 8 people.
So thank you all the supporters that support Jennifer and her channel, Froggy Went a Knitting. So we're going to do the first Saturday at what time, Diana?
5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the first Saturday in December next month.
John Bramblett, nationally known painter. He does mural paintings. Right now, he's in the middle of doing a lot of mural paintings. I have to ask him more about that. But he's been interviewed by huge YouTube channels like CBS. I saw like 100,000 something views. His channel itself is very small, but he's been interviewed by huge channels like CBS and also Dallas Museum of Art.
Wow.
And you can just Google him and check out his channel, and you will see some of the amazing paintings he does. Because I think he does live chats too while he paints.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he does that weekly on they broadcast simultaneously to YouTube and Facebook, but something glitches with their YouTube side. They don't see what's going on in the chat, but they can only respond to what's going on the Facebook side.
Oh yeah, for people commenting. His wife helps with the chat, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, please join us next month. What's the date in December? What will that be?
I'm not sure. It's the first Saturday. I'd have to check. It's the first Saturday in December. Let's see if I can.
Let's see if
That's the first Saturday in December would be December 5th. That's Sunday. December 4th. December 4th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Back here on this channel with our co-host Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul, and our special guest that day will be John Bramblett, a nationally known painter.
Okay.
Me too, Jordan.
Any final thoughts?
Well, my final thought is have a blessed day. If there's something you've been wanting to do, give it a try, because you never know what you can accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say, my final thoughts is I'm just grateful for Diana, and I'm grateful for Jennifer and everyone in the chat. And I'm just especially grateful for Diana doing this. It was an idea of mine to do this, and I struggle trying to do the live stream myself. So Diana said, I'll help. And she just ends up doing it on her channel, and I co-host her. And we've been doing this now for, goodness,
about 15 months.
15 months, almost like a year and a half. So I'm just very grateful, and thank you for everyone, and have a blessed day.
Oh,
Jordan has a quick question. He just wants to know what Froggy's favorite food is.
my favorite food is roast with carrots and potatoes.
Roasted what?
Roast
Beef
with carrots.
roast, right?
Oh, beef roast. Yes.
Beef roast with carrots and potatoes.
Guess what? I just made that last night.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, we made it in the Ninja Foodie.
Yum.
That's like stew. That's the ingredients of stew, right? But different, like
Yeah.
Yeah, we
stew.
put it in, and we put carrots and potatoes in there,
yeah.
and we cook it down and its own juices.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite food.
Ooh, boy.
Surprise!
With some rye bread and some butter smeared over that, and my God. We had that last night.
Oh my.
Awesome. All righty.
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
I love you all. Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everybody. We'll take it out with a happy dance because we
Love
got
and light, everyone. Love and light.
thumbs up.